Hey, what's up, guys? It's Corey here with Dapper Tellers. Today we're going to talk about a new swing trading opportunity with a company called Kopin, ticker symbol KOPN. You ready? Let's get started. So, this channel is all about using the online income opportunities we have with merch by Amazon and Etsy to build our income online and then invest this income in things like the stock market and real estate. If that sounds like something you're interested in, like and subscribe, and let's get started. So, Kopin is a augmented and virtual reality company that has done some really great things as far as innovating the use of Pancake Lenses, and that we'll talk about in the future, and also building relationships with the military to do a lot of the heavy lifting for them. And they are a massively stable financially stable company. So all of these things together make for a great swing trade, and what has brought their price down recently is nothing that is a fundamental shift in the company. So this presents a great opportunity for us to swing trade this company and potentially ride it into the heights of success. Because if you looked at my past videos on swing trading, which I will link here, I don't really go into swing trades that are not financially stable. And this is because if a swing trade goes south, you want to be invested in a company that you can at least hold for the long term, and you're not risking the fact that this company might just go out of business and you lose all of your money. So that is why I think that Kopin is a great potential swing trade. I got into this company for about $8.55, and we'll talk about what I think the price target is for the future later. But first, let's go over what we just talked about and why everything is so significant with this company and why there are likely to be big moves forward in the future. So Kopin, like we said, is a virtual and augmented reality company that focuses mostly in the military space right now. What they do is provide a OLED optic for the fighter pilots in the military, and they are doing it so well they got a follow-on order for F-35 fighter pilots in the multi-millions of dollars. So this is incredible because it shows, number one, that they were able to get the contract in the first place, and number two, they were able to do a well enough job that the military placed a follow-on order that gave Kopin the validation that it was useful and that it will be useful into the future. So this is amazing for Kopin because, again, working with the military is an amazing benefit, mostly for the research and development part of companies that decide to work with the military. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know that I'm also invested in a company called Vuzix. And what Vuzix does is they have used a very similar strategy to what Kopin did. They did it first, and I'm sure they're not the first company to ever do this, but what they did, Vuzix did, was they used the military contracts that they have and partnerships that they have with the military to pay for the research and development of new technologies and products that the military could use, and then transfer those same products into different markets and those technologies into different markets. So Vuzix has contracts with the military, and they are working on fulfilling those now. But the technology and the research that came from those contracts that the contracts paid for also were used in different markets. So this is a great opportunity and a smart way for companies to use the military to provide a benefit to the military, but to also be able to use the research and development that came with that experience in different vectors. And this is what it seems like Kopin is doing. They are using this partnership with the military to use this technology to now transfer into different verticals. And that is where they come in as being a disruptor in a different market, which is the Pancake Lens for virtual and augmented reality commercial and probably consumer uses. So if you think of the Oculus headset from Facebook, you think of this big, bulky thing. And the reason that it is so big and bulky is because the images that have to be projected through a lens onto your eye have to be projected through either a full sphere or a semicircle to refract enough to show up as correct on to your eyeball. So what Kopin has done is they have created a pancake lens. And so this reduces the lens to a fraction of what it was before, while maintaining all of the abilities that it had in the or whatever it started. So it is an RGB projection that is projected onto a pancake lens, and instead of a sphere lens, it is much smaller. So think of a more compressed version of what we have now with the Oculus headset. That is what Kopin is able to provide for the augmented and virtual reality space. And this is great because smaller is better. It seems like the quest for most things moving forward, except for the iPhone Plus, which just seems to get longer, is that people want stuff to just be smaller and more compact. And Kopin helped to accomplish this. So moving forward, Kopin has done an amazing job with showing that they can use research and development to apply it to different vectors, and shows that they are able to adjust, adapt, and potentially disrupt markets. So let's also talk about the financials of this company, because that is the main thing that matters if you're doing a swing trade, because you don't want to buy into a ticking time bomb. You want to buy into a financially stable company, and Kopin is definitely that. They have $30+ million in cash on the balance sheet, zero long-term and short-term debt. They do have liabilities, however, their debt is not existent. So that is incredible for this company, because that means that there is no one knocking on the door and pushing Kopin to do things, in a faster way that might make them produce a subpar quality product just to meet the demands of paying back debt. So this is fantastic for Kopin, and it shows that they are doing an amazing job as far as managing their own money and creating a stable company for the future. Also, their revenues and earnings per share have continued to rise over time, which is an amazing thing, because you never want to invest in a company that is either stagnant or their revenues fluctuate. You want to invest in a company that is growing revenues all the time, because as we've talked about in the past, as total revenues grow, the ability of a company to then negotiate better prices for their products is getting better, and they're able to get lower costs for their product, which means the money goes to the bottom line. So even though you don't see the net income going up, the fact that total revenues go up for most companies is a great indicator of future success, because like we said, they'll be able to negotiate lower prices in the future, which will bring more money into the net income in the future. So these are all great things, and they only have a -5 cent earnings per share. So that is even better than Vuzix. So right now I think they're valued at around a $700 million market cap. And this is great, because I, again, see this is a billion, if not maybe $3 billion company. If they're able to venture into different vectors the way Vuzix does, like Vuzix is in the medical, they're in the enterprise, they're in the military, they're in a bunch of different places. So if Kopin can get on board with this, on board with those strategies, then they'll be able to compete and hopefully have a market cap that is at least a $5 to $8 billion market cap. So what are my projections for this company in the future? How long am I going to stay in this stock? And what do I think the timeline is for everything to happen? Well, like I said, I bought in at $8.55, and I am holding until maybe about 3 weeks, and then we'll see what happens from there. I want to go up at least 25%. If we go up 25% before the 3 weeks is up, then I will likely hold a little bit longer, if not just sell my profits or take my profits and then let the rest ride. I did that with NEXT, my last swing trade, and I can link to that video here. And it went well until it didn't. It was just one of those where it seemed like everybody was taking their profits after I took my profits, and then everything has gone down after that, and I think it's down $100 on that position right now. But the fact remains that I was able to get my profits out first. And so right now I'm just waiting on it to kind of come back up, hopefully, and then I will get the rest of my principal investment out. So anyway, that is my opinion on Kopin, ticker symbol KOPN. This is not a financial suggestion. This is just a purely entertainment video. These are just my thoughts and what I'm doing in the stock market. If you want any professional advice, go to a local financial advisor. And don't spend any money based on anything that I have said on this video. Instead, talk to a financial advisor before you make any decisions about your money. So anyway, hope you guys are having a great week so far. And remember, someone is going to do something amazing every day, guys. Why not you? See ya.